This is Adventures by Alex here at Six Flags Over Texas, and it is Wednesday, May 22nd, and the park is the opposite of what it was yesterday. Yesterday it was slammed to the bone, and today it is much more slower, and the crowds are much more manageable today. So anyways, I just got off of Judge Roy Scream. I did front and back. I did the front in the red train because an operator told me that front's best in the red, back's best in the other train, which I believe is blue. And this is my first time at Six Flags Over Texas. I've been to Fiesta, Texas, but never, ever have I been to Over Texas. So I like the charm of the original Six Flags park. It's got a lot of classics to it. The first two log flumes actually were built at this park. So the first log flume is closed and hasn't been operating all season, but I was able to go on the second log flume, and that definitely had a different type of feel to it. It's the exact, like, it doesn't seem different than the other log flumes in this world that are done by the same manufacturer, but when you are on that, knowing it was the first ever log flume or the second log flume, and that it's still able to be operated after over 50 years, that just says something, and it kind of gives you even more amazement. Behind me is a clone of the Sky Screamer at Six Flags New England, except this time we're in Texas. And it's not open right now due to wind, but it's no longer the world's tallest. I mean, I took a photo of the Guinness World Records plaque to put online, which I'll do later on. Anyways, I'm about to get some water, and I'm in Gotham City. I'm going to do Batman and Mr. Freeze. Looks like today the line for Batman is very reasonable. So I'll catch y'all later. Finally, the ride is back open. Let's do this. Finally. I've got 65 minutes till park closing, and I just got off of Batman, and I did it in the back row this time, and I'm going to ride the new Texas Giant next. I'm going to take the train over and get on that ride as many times as I can within the next hour. It'll be a lot of fun. Toodles. Well, the train is closed, but I'll just walk all the way over to Texas Giant. It's worth the walk. Yeah, this park definitely isn't the biggest park, but it does pack a lot within it. And it's going to be an awesome airtime-filled roller coaster. Behind me is Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast. I'm not waiting for a train to pass by. Even though it would look cool on camera, I want to get over to New Texas Giant while I still can. All right, once again, toodles. It is past 6 p.m., which means the park is now closed for the day. I rode New Texas Giant within this past hour 5 times. The back seat is my favorite. I did the back row, I think, like 2 times, and I did the front seat once, and then I did some other rows on the train, like the second to last and the second row once each. So yeah, I did all the rows I mentioned, and I rode that ride a total of 5 times. Once again, backseat is the best. And my favorite part of this ride is the first drop. when you're in the back, like, you feel the most speed, and the airtime is insane. When you're going through the first element after that drop, like, wow, especially in the back. It is worth waiting the extra train or 2 or 3 if it's that busy. But I don't know that much about this park because I'm not familiar with it, but my advice would be to try and hit this ride within the last hour like I did, because I did see a line earlier today. I don't know how long the line was, but I know yesterday was longer than today, if I had to take a guess, due to the amount of people in the park. So I'm going to head over to Zero Gravity unless it's too windy for that nothing but net thing. It's basically this thing where you're attached to a harness, an employee pulls like a cord, and then you literally are attached to nothing. And then, like, after dropping, I think it's like 14 stories, I don't know exactly how many, you land on net that's risen above the ground. And this is, I guess, the only one in the country because the one in Wisconsin closed. And also, while I'm at Zero Gravity, I'll get to go bungee jumping, which I'm super excited about. I've never been bungee jumping before, so I mean, even though these roller coasters, it was my first time on them, I've been on a roller coaster, but I haven't been bungee jumping yet, so this will be really cool. Speaking of roller coasters, I can officially say I've done every single one at this park except for one of them, and that is the Joker, because it was down today and yesterday due to wind, but the wind has started to slow down, so toodles. I will do some filming at Zero Gravity, but not on the attractions. Alright, this is my second time bungee jumping. I just did it for the first time, and now I'm about to do it with the leg instead of the traditional harness, so this is going to be awesome. I'm here at Zero Gravity in Dallas, Texas, and I've got a beautiful view of I-35 and the downtown skyscrapers, so let's do this. 3, 2, 1!